Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we're going to be talking about HCMC Healthier Choices MGMT Core. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. Let's jump right into this one. I've done a previous video onto this one. You find that in the description below. Today we're going to do updates as well as update towards the lawsuit that really is just giving this one an entire life of its own. So just if you haven't watched my previous video, a quick update. HCMC is a US-based publicly traded company specializing in providing a consumer with healthier alternatives to everyday lifestyle choices. You have three main subsidiaries. One, HCMC Intellectual Property Holdings, which is one of the newer ones, and you can actually see a list of patents on here. And then the next one is HCM, which is Healthy Choice Markets. And this one is local, organic, fresh, three words that define healthy choice markets with 8 days natural market, an 18,000 square foot service or full service grocery store serving in Fort Myers, Florida, 3 Paradise Health and Nutrition locations in the greater Melbourne, Florida. So that gives you a bit of perspective on that subsidiary. And the third one is the vape store or the vape stores, which is 9 vape stores across the southeast United States. The vape stores has a clear footholdings in still ever growing e-cigarette / vaping market. And one of the latest things that really been giving this one life is their patent holdings. They have a bunch of patents holding here, and really the one that is creating all that buzz relates to the e-cigarettes or the electronic cigarettes. And a big part of that one is the heating mechanism, and I will go through the lawsuit in a second. But if you've heard about the kind of competitor or the person that they're putting in onto the lawsuit, they're actually named PM. So this is the lawsuit. PM stands for Philip Morris USA. They're actually pretty loaded here. The market cap is around $131 billion. Healthier Choice Management Corp versus Philip Morris USA and others. And I'm going to go all the way from January 19th and reading just at least the titles because I don't have permission to go ahead and take a look at these documents. And I think they do charge per document for files. And I'm not planning to really go for $100. Anyway. If you're interested in it, go ahead, but a lot of these things are just labeled. So the first one, on Tuesday, January 19th, 2021, unopposed motion for extension of time to file answer by Philip Morris USA. Order granting 22 motion for extension of time to answer for Philip Motors. On the 25th, Monday, 25th, 2021, application for admission of Stephen B. Posco, Pro Hack Vice, and this one goes by as well, Philip Morris. An approval by clerk's office application admission of Stephen P. Posco. Again, I don't think that means anything. That was on the 27th. Next, Thursday, January 28th, 10th Amendment to General Order 2001 to record operations under the circumstances created by COVID-19 and related coronavirus. Okay, next. Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. Notice of appearance by Henry D. Fellows, Jr. on behalf of Philip Morris Products. Application of admission of Richard G. Frankel. Again, next one, a Grand Pro Havoc or Pro Havice, my bad. Hack Vice. Notice of appearances by Michael Coleman Grinchins on behalf of Philip Morris Products, and again, certificate interest persons and corporate disclosure by Philip Morris Products. Next, motion to dismiss for failure to state claim with a brief in support for Philip Morris Product SA. And they do have a bit more, including a scientific review here. Some document number 15923-848. It is quite interesting. I would like to see these documents, but I don't have access to this. Again, certificate of interested persons of corporate disclosure statement by Philip Morris. And this is actually just today. Approval by clerk office application for admission for Maximilian A. Grant Pro Vice. And the next one here is approval for clerk office again for admission for Richard G. Franklin Pro Hack Vice as well. Minute order granting 1 and 24 application for admission for Pro Hack Vice entered by CRD at the direction of the judge. And honestly, a lot of these things when we're reading them, we're not really understanding a bit much, but there's one thing that really appears to me. Right now, it is in the defendant's court, where there's a lot of things going on in terms of from the defendants. I see that, well, of course, the plaintiff, which is HCMC as well, is a little bit still in there. There's 3 teams here. The defendants, which is represented by all these folks, and then you have the plaintiff, which is HCMC, represented by these folks here. So that kind of gives us a perspective. There's a lot of people actually going ahead on Twitter and speculating on each of these, but I'm not a lawyer. I have no law background. So for all these things sound like gibberish for me, but from what I see is that the court case is still going on. There's advancements almost by the day, and this is why I read all this, is just to give you perspective that the thing is still alive. There's no date for a settlement, etc., but the case is going on, and if this motion to dismiss actually gets dismissed itself, that would be massive as well, because it shows that there is a room for dispute there. And the next thing here is I wanted to look into the insider traders, and you get to see, or insiding trading, nothing massive. There's just been awarded a few shares. Well, by few, I'm talking about, what is that? $1.1 billion. Sorry, 1.1 billion shares, 800 million shares, 300 million shares, 50 million shares for Holman, Jeffrey, Santee, Christopher, Ola, John, and Mr. Anthony or Mrs. Anthony, respectively. So next, what we want to do here is going ahead towards the technical analysis. If you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on. It helps my channel a lot. On a 1 week perspective, things are looking like they're falling. Right now, the 10 SMA is still above the 30 EMA, and that's a good thing. But it's a trading action zone, so that's where positive reversals are likely. It still haven't met in there. That's between 0.0013 and 0.008. Now, in terms, well, that's 308, by the way. And then 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA, but that's nothing to worry about, or sorry, nothing to really talk about. It's bullish, but it's way far. It's at 0.0003. And the price actions, because of the fast movement, doesn't really justify us going towards that piece of averages. ADX is a similar thing. MACD is retracting, and so is momentum, and the price is oversold at this current level. Now, we need to go ahead and check a bit on the 1 day perspective. So on the 1 day perspective, we go ahead. Yep, there we go. We get to see that the actual ADX here is showing a little bit of a retraction, and that's quite interesting for us. And then the next thing is what we're seeing is that the price point is below the moving averages. So you get to see the moving averages, 10 SMA and 30 EMA. It's below that entrance there. That's where bullish reversals are likely. It's actually slipped right into just above the 50 SMA and the 30 EMA. And that is really doesn't mean anything. It's still bullish, but it is bearish under the 0.0013. And that is a very critical point to think about. On the willing percent R, it's highly oversold. MACD is looking like it's actually going on towards the negative side, and it's actually showing in a bit more dangerous that maybe a bit more of a pullback is coming, and the momentum is actually for the first time in a long time is negative. In terms of the moving average band, 0.0033 on the top, 0.003 in the middle, and 0.0027 in the bottom. Now, it slid right through it, and the moving average band looks like it doesn't mean anything for this one. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both dipping down at an alarming rate. And then the chart for Fibonacci retracement shows a significant support at the 0.0015. Resistances, 0.0025, 0.0032, 0.004, 0.0051, and the 0.0065. Now, if we were to go ahead, by the way, this is the pattern that I drew last time, and I did see a jump from there, which is good. So that means we're actually working on something here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do, let's do 1 month, and let's do that for a 2-hour perspective. And the price line actions currently shows a support at the 0.0025, or sorry, resistance. And then the next one is at 0.0035. Then the next one is 0.0040. And then the next one is at 0.0050. Significant supports here is at 0.0018, the 0.0015, and then down towards the 0.0010. Comes to the question too. Ed, what do you think about this stock? There's been a lot of rumors about this one getting a buyout or perhaps a settlement. It could be possible, right? But again, we aren't the ones to judge about this one. There's literally judges there for a reason. We can speculate, but speculations leads to two things. One, you might get the news that they actually go ahead and they buy this, they actually win this one, they win this case, this is a game changer, and I think there's going to be something related to an explosion in price if that happens. But if it doesn't happen, then this one just really tanks down. Well, just speaking that, a lot of this move has been related to that lawsuit, but generally speaking, it is almost like a bet. We're betting and which side you're on based on your judgment. You would have to watch as well my previous videos to go a little bit in details about that patent and the lawsuit in general. But from my perspective, some people call it pipe dreams, and I think it might be just a tad of that, but generally, things like that can easily move fast. And if you believe in this one, get a starter. And because once it starts flying, OTCs can really fly fast. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. Have a wonderful day.